Dare.
Truth.
Truth, dare.
Ooh, I pick truth. My bravest moment with Savannah Stage Company had to be stepping into the role of Wilbur in Charlotte's Web this past spring. I had been working with Savannah Stage Company for a couple years as a costume designer and as an actor. But all of my experience acting with Savannah Stage Company had been in musicals. And most of my experience in college had been in musicals. And before that, I had only done one straight play without singing 5 years ago. I'd also never been in a lead role before. It's way easier for me to just sing a song and to follow the narrative of the song. But it was a lot harder for me to find the action, find the narrative in the words, and figure out how to make those words really captivate an audience. I just had to get over a lot of insecurities and grow as an actor and grow as a person. And I think that was my bravest moment with Savannah Stage Company.
My dare was to perform one of my favorite moments from a Savannah Stage Company production. And for me, that would be a moment from working the musical. My favorite part of that show, which I saw many times, was Brian Pridgeon's portrayal of Joe, a retired man who gives us a little glimpse of what life is like when you don't have a job anymore. And here's a piece of that from me. When I retired, the first 2 years I was downhearted. I had no place to go, nothing to do. Then I gave myself a talking to. Joe, I says, you can't sit at home like that and waste your time. You gotta get out, do things. Well, my day goes pretty fast for me now. You gotta keep busy. Keep moving, that's the trick. You wake at 10, fold up your bed. You don't want to leave your couch out all day. That's depressing. Thank you, and thank you Brian Pridgeon for your amazing portrayal of Joe, and thank you everyone in working the musical. It was my favorite.
Two answers to this one. When we first moved here, we went to go see Bay Street Theater do Reefer Madness on a very particular holiday, and it was directed by Tim Reynolds, and they used these like 2D cardboard cutouts, and it was so imaginative and such a fun night, and like one of the best theater experiences I've had in Savannah, and I just like cherish that show and that night. In the same breath, the Children's Theater did a production of A Year with Frog and Toad, and it was in the black box, directed by Miss Jen, and I had never seen a show in the black box at that time yet. So I loved being so close and feeling so engaged and laughing and crying because I love it so much, and trying not to sing out loud under my breath because I just was having so much fun. Those two for me, Reefer Madness and A Year with Frog and Toad. Yes, both very special theater experiences for me here in Savannah.
So my favorite SSC couple of all time is probably the first show I ever saw from SSC. It was Syncopation by Alan Nee, and it was starring founding member Brian Pridgeon and a young ingenue. And it was a two-person play, so they were the only people in the play, and it was about a man who's kind of lost, and he's very quirky and trying to find himself in life, so he puts out an ad for a dance partner, but he doesn't know how to dance, and he wants to enter a competition, and along comes the young ingenue. I was so transported, and was along for the ride, and left feeling so fulfilled by this two-person play. I couldn't believe it, and have been transported many times since then by SSC, but that one stuck with me, and it was definitely one of my favorites, I think, and will remain one of my favorites forever.
I chose cabaret, so here we go. The Kit Kat Club is the place to be, home of the cabaret girls and the MC. Sally Bowles is the main attraction. One night with her is a lifetime of satisfaction. She's so gracious, she could star in a movie. Cliff Bradshaw is mesmerized by her beauty. They live happily for months, living carefree until war starts to brew in pre-Nazi Germany. Turmoil rattles and shakes the walls, and soon their love comes crashing down and falls. Things are over, they just weren't meant to be, and Cliff runs off to France to live in Paris. Thank you.
I am going to go with Wesley Pridgeon, and I'll give you a few reasons why. Number one, Wesley Pridgeon has played so many different roles in Savannah Stage Company productions that he could keep me endlessly entertained with all of them, especially Gander from Charlotte's Web. That was one of my favorites. Number two, I have personally seen the man construct multiple things, fix multiple things, build all sorts of things, and I truly believe that if I needed shelter on a desert island, that Wes could probably build me one. And lastly, I've heard he's got some bartending skills.